Christine. Welcome to Book Talk. Today we are talking about the second book in the selection series, The ELITE by Kiera Cass. If you have yet to read the selection and you do not know what it's about, I haven't made a book talk about it, and it lays out the premise for you. So if you're interested in this series, you can go ahead, click out of here, and check out that baby. This is deceivingly long. It looks decent size, doesn't it? It looks like it's decent size, and then it's not. It lasts about 2 seconds, and then you're done. Just pick it up because you'll be finished in 2 seconds. Come back and you can discuss with us and you won't be spoiled. So if you have yet to read The ELITE, I would leave now. Bye. Come back and discuss it when you're done, okay? Peace out, Holmes. Okay, The ELITE. Now, like I said, this book took me about 2 seconds to read. I know, I should have pre-ordered it on Amazon, but I didn't. I went to the bookstore on Monday and they had it and I was like, whoa. The ELITE, it doesn't come out until tomorrow. Whoa, I need that, must have. So I bought it, $17.99. Not worth $17.99. Although the cover is absolutely beautiful, and it actually got me thinking they're trying to make it a TV show. I'm not sure who's cast, but Sansa Stark! Sansa Stark would make a beautiful America. So we start the book, we have our ELITE, we have 6 girls left. America, obviously. Marley, America's best friend. Chris, the runner-up, Natalie, Celeste, and we got Elise, who is just there because she's got some ties with New Asia. Really quickly, let's talk about New Asia. There's this war going on with New Asia. I'm a little confused as to exactly what's happening there. I feel like it's never really developed or explained, and I don't know if it's because we're seeing from America's point of view and she doesn't really know much about it because they don't tell her anything about it. I'd like to know a little bit. The story opens up, America is with Maxon. The scenes where America isn't acting like a crazy, irrational, emotional wreck are so adorable and sweet and nice. And then America just ruins them all at the end. Because when Maxon says something really nice and kind, she doesn't say, I really care about you too. You know, I need time. I just need some time. Time. He understands you need time. Stop repeating it and stop rebutting anything nice he says to you. See, I read The Prince, that novella, and it's from Maxon's point of view. If you haven't read it yet, I believe it's only like $1. You read it, you cannot help but fall in love with Maxon yourself. He's so wonderful. I think this book would work very well as a dual POV. Because reading just from America's POV, I am fed up with her. She is the most indecisive, frustrating girl. And then she finally makes a decision, makes a promise to Maxon after that incident with Marley, for her to just rebuff that promise because of something outside of Maxon's control without even letting Maxon explain or talk to her was completely unacceptable as a kind human being. So irrational. She doesn't think about anything she does, and it's so selfish. Maxon will trust her, give her that freaking book. She'll go tell her dad about that room. I love her dad. But still, she promised she wouldn't tell anyone. Oh my God. Is her dad part of the rebellion? Do you think her dad is in with the Northern Rebels? Because the Northern Rebels were stealing books, and that didn't happen until after her dad came to the palace, and her dad was nowhere to be seen during the party because he was wandering around the palace. What the heck? Whoa! And he also had that history book, and he's taught her everything that she does know about old America, and her name is America, and he and her mom named her that. Anyway, America is selfish. Not only does she tell her dad about that book, which potentially led the rebels to come take books, she also was prepared to just tell the country about it. Let's talk about that end going out with a bang scene where they had to prepare a philanthropy project. There are a million philanthropy projects that America could jump on. Feeding the hungry, schooling, the education thing was what immediately came to my mind. Chris did that. Okay, Chris did that. What about the hunger thing? Still got hungry people down there. Some way to feed those people. Soup kitchens. So that's a philanthropy thing. She's like, oh, I gotta go out with a bang. I'm gonna do something really intense. I'm hoping that it's something really great. She goes, let's eliminate the caste system. I'm sorry, that is a government thing. Getting rid of the caste system is not a philanthropy project. And yes, you want to do that, but no, that was not the way to go about it. Throughout the whole book, she's got this whole complex going where she doesn't think she can handle being a princess. And of course, Aspen has to affirm those fears. She has all these great ideas. She's the embodiment of America. The thing is, you have to have the slot of princess to make these things happen. And you can't get the slot of princess if you're eliminating yourself from the castle. You know the king's not gonna like that. Yes, It'll make you look good to the maids and the people in the lower caste. But right now, you have to be smart. You have to please the people at the top so you can get up there and make those changes. It was very frustrating. For a smart girl, America is very stupid. She's very rash. She doesn't think things through. And yes, okay, she's a flawed character, blah, 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 blah. She's so flawed. I second guess her as being intelligent because an intelligent person wouldn't do these things, wouldn't betray so many trusts. She wouldn't be so indecisive. She goes back and forth between Maxon and Aspen like it's nothing. And we have this whole reversal of how the selection is Maxon's selection, but in the series it's entirely become America's mini selection. And yes, we see that. But Aspen has to point it out to the readers. Sometimes I feel like it's a mini selection, with me and Maxon. Yeah, we know Aspen. It's so obvious in the series it's building that she has to pick Maxon. This love triangle is so weak because there's no plausible way that I could see her actually going with Aspen. It would just ruin everything that this is building. We're building this so America can rebel and fight for freedom in ELITE. That's what this is leading to. She so obviously loves Maxon, and Maxon so obviously is the better choice, the choice we want, the choice we need to fix the country. I don't support Aspen being there anymore. He's a nuisance. I understand. Maxon is dating multiple girls, and it's hard to deal with that situation, to know that the guy you love is with 4 other girls all the time. But then, when she catches him with Celeste, she acts like she didn't know that he's dating everyone else. It's one thing to feel hurt in yourself. It's another thing to go off on him like she did. Every other day, every other week, she's down there making out with Aspen. And then she's yelling at Maxon for making out with another girl in a selection, where he's allowed to do this, where this is expected. But here you are cheating behind Maxon's back, thinking nothing of it. She should have made a choice in this book. He should have proposed. That should be done. I want the selection to be done. I said in my last book talk that I was hoping that they can't drag the selection out a whole nother book. But here we are, at the end of ELITE, we only eliminated 2 more girls. We're not gonna see the end until the next book. Is this a trilogy? I'm not positive. If it is, and we never see them change this government, I'm not gonna look at this series in the same way because she set up the world beautifully. I wanna see it resolved. Now we have this whole princess set up. The princess from Italy backs America as princess. That has to follow through. We have to see what happens with that. So I'm really, really hoping that at the beginning of the next book, this is resolved. The selection is done and we start to see some change. I was really hoping the king would die in a rebel attack in this book. That guy's gotta go because I don't see him giving up power anytime soon. This Marley situation just horrified. I can't imagine having to watch my best friend be publicly humiliated. Just Aspen risking not only his life, but America's life just to have a shot with her is selfish. America continuing to go along with Aspen's little notes and such is selfish because not only is she risking Aspen's life, her life, she's also risking Maxon, and she doesn't even think about the fact of how hurt he would be. The position he'd be put in if someone had caught them. After Marley's attacked, there's this whole scene in the women's room where Celeste calls Marley a whore. No, Marley isn't a whore, but no, America should not have run and attacked her. Now, I wasn't happy to see Celeste bitch slapped by America because that's against the rules. It's one thing to run up after Marley being whipped. It's another thing to attack Celeste for provoking you. You're letting Celeste win. That's what she wants. She wants you out of the house. And then not even just slap her, but to continue to grapple around on the floor and have the queen come in and split you up. It was a bad choice. She didn't think. She just exploded. She thinks she's so righteous. You're not. You could have used your words. Use your words. She acts so stupid. In the selection, she acted stupid in more acceptable ways. Being Maxon in the nuts and yelling at Maxon, those are little things, and it's just Maxon that sees them. These are things that you can't contain within the Maxon box of secrecy. It's gonna be harder for you to get where you need to be. You're creating your own obstacles. You're getting in your own way of becoming princess. The trusting Maxon thing. We trust Maxon 110%. I trust Maxon 110%. America has hung out with Maxon individually so many times. They've had so many intimate conversations, but then Aspen, Maxon's an actor, everything he says is a facade, and America takes his word like it's the word of God. Because Aspen is best friends with Maxon. He knows him so well. Not only does she take this to heart and believe it, but she doesn't say anything to defend Maxon's honor or to even question Aspen. She's just like, oh, yep, probs. I can't help but think that her character is becoming inconsistent with what she was portrayed as in the selection. If you were strong of mind and heart, she wouldn't take it so easily. She would need proof. Whatever Aspen said it must be true. It's not like this is a competition or anything from my heart. After the Marley ordeal, she stops talking to Maxine. She just decided, you know, whatever, I'm done. All of a sudden, she notices that Chris is now super close to Maxine. How did that happen? So you stop talking to Maxine, and you expect him to continue to stop talking to all the other girl candidates. So you're taking yourself out, but no one else can have him. Now I understand the thought process in that, but a smart person would see that Maxine clearly will still have to talk to the other girls. And if you're not there for him, then he's gonna have to connect with someone else. Obviously, she should feel sad about it, but she should realize this is her fault. I feel bad for Maxine, and that's why I'm rooting for her. This whole book I'm reading, like, I want her to get herself together so Maxine can be happy. On a random note, I was really interesting how when they were planning those parties, they were going through what all the colors kind of symbolize, and she makes a note of how they cannot use any purple because purple is an omen of bad luck, which is very ironic considering that in our past, the color of royalty has been purple. Again, I like all these tidbits that Kiera Cass puts in here. I want to kind of see from a rebel's point of view. I want to know what their goal is exactly, how they plan to take them down, because we have these rebel attacks. And so many of them occur, and none of our characters really get hurt. Aspen, why haven't you died in a rebel attack yet? No one dies. No one ever gets hurt. So these rebel attacks don't seem so threatening, like the house gets messed up. America literally needs to be locked in a room with Maxine for them to talk these things through. Maxine, I'm kind of disappointed in Maxine. We know he has a problem standing up to people, and it's okay. He doesn't have any flaws, so that's fine. When America's like, get out, and he needs to really explain himself, he doesn't stand up and be like, no, I'm gonna talk to you. He just leaves, and so she never gets explanations from him. We got the whipping thing. The whipping revealed that the king whips his son. So incredibly sad to see. I love that America was here to hear that secret. Hopefully she doesn't betray his trust again. She says she's not going to, but who knows with her? If her character development, because this whole book, we took her this whole book to realize how stupid she's been and develop as a character into hopefully a more thoughtful, careful human. If her character regresses, pulls a season 2 Glee in the next book, and is still wishy-washy about how she feels about Aspen and how that compares to Max, I will not like this book series. You can't do that. I do appreciate how she was dressed in purple when she was leaving, because it's kind of like the anti-Alea government. They think it's bad luck, she's gonna wear it. Also, just wanna quickly relay, the queen doesn't know that Maxine's being whipped, being physically abused by the king. I don't know, that seems like bullshit to me. She can't be completely unaware. She's not stupid. But Maxine has taken so much shit for America. It's time that America takes some shit for him. When he said that he needed time and she was like, ugh, she hesitated before accepting that. How much time did he wait not even knowing that you even liked him? I hope she becomes more self-aware. I guess the next book is called The One. If the next book is just the selection resolving, I honestly think that this should have been one big book. This could have been one normal-sized book. Literally, this took me less than a day to read. This and the selection could have been one. And if there's gonna be more than 3 books, the next book and the next book after that could have been 1. And we could have had 2 books. I don't like this. It's like they're splitting it up just to make more money. I enjoy these books. I enjoy the story, obviously, or I wouldn't be reading it. I wouldn't be ranting about it like this. But it's too short to be a book. So those are my thoughts, really. I don't know what else to say. This is a beautiful cover. I already said that. I think the prince honestly should have proposed at the end of this book. After he got her to say he should propose, it should be done. We should be done. That would have been a nice cliffhanger. Will you be my wife? How could she possibly say no? As much as we want to say that this is America's selection, because America is always acting like she has the power over Maxine, it's Maxine's selection. And if he proposed in front of people, first of all, America couldn't say no because she cares about him. And second of all, she wouldn't say no because there's so many people. I would have proposed publicly to her and she would have had to say yes, and this would have been sealed deal, done, and ready to rock and roll after the Halloween party. I'd like to know your thoughts. Please tell me you're just as frustrated as I am. You gotta be a little frustrated, right? Someone's gotta die in the next book. The king has got to die. I'm Christine. Share your thoughts. I'll see you next time. Bye!